Hello and welcome to our English news edition coming to you from Canal, Algérie. To the headlines. The facilities put in place by Algeria to ensure a good coverage of the upcoming Arab Summit are highly appreciated by the Director General of the Arab States Broadcasting Union. The upcoming Arab Summit is favorably welcomed by Arab monarchs and heads of state who confirm their participation and readiness to contribute to its success. And good news for the AADL housing type subscribers with the announcement made by the sector minister to distribute nearly 30,000 units by next November. Still with the good news and the victory of the national football team over the Nigerian side in a friendly game held in Oran province. Good evening, those were the headlines. First, our news, and in order to ensure a high-level media coverage of the next Arab Summit slated for November in Algiers, the Director General of the Arab States Broadcasting Union, Sulaiman Abderrahim, paid a visit on Tuesday to the various spaces dedicated for the coverage of the proceedings of the summit. Sulaiman Abderrahim was accompanied by directors of the television and radio, the directors of radio and television broadcasting units as well. He hailed on the occasion the means made available by the Media Center for the benefit of the staff that would be covering this important event. He also affirmed that the Union will also be covering the summit for the different Arab countries with unprecedented technological means never used before over the past 20 summits. And in other news, Arab leaders have favorably welcomed the invitation of the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, to take part in the 31st Arab Summit scheduled for the 1st and 2nd of November in Algiers. The leaders have expressed their full support and for the efforts and steps made by Algeria for the unification of the Arab nations' ranks, as well as their readiness to make the meeting a big success. Melissa Kubash has more.
The special envoys of the President of the Republic have traveled for several days across Arab countries' capitals so as to invite Arab leaders to take part in the Arab Summit due to be held in Algiers. All guests have confirmed their participation in this important event and affirmed their willingness to actively contribute in its success to find solutions that meet the Arab people's expectations. The first invitation was addressed to the Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas so as to testify the importance given to the Palestinian cause in the agenda of Algiers' Arab Summit. The Palestinian President, for his part, thanked the President of the Republic for his permanent support for the Palestinian cause, reaffirming his determination to participate in the summit and ensure the success of its proceedings. Invited by the President, the Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi also hailed the efforts made by Algeria to secure the success of the upcoming Arab Summit, reiterating his full support. The laborious efforts deployed by Algeria for the success of this important Arab event were also praised by the Emir of Kuwait, Sheikh Nawaf al-Ahmad al-Jabir al-Subah, who assured that the state of Kuwait will be the first country to arrive and the last one to leave. The state of Qatar's Emir, Tamim bin Hamad al-Thani, confirmed for his part as well the full availability of his country to effectively contribute to the success of this summit and the execution of its recommendations, recalling his support for the efforts carried by Algeria in making the summit a gathering event. The President of the United Arab Emirates, Sheikh bin Zayed Al Nahyan, confirmed his personal participation in the Algiers Arab Summit and the disposal of his country, so as to work on several levels to ensure the success of this major Arab meeting. The Sultan of Amman also confirmed the participation of his country at Algiers' summit, which is organized in a regional and international context that requires more than ever before consensus and agreement. King of Bahrain Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, for his part, confirmed the full disposal of his kingdom, approving this approach to the service and interest of the Arab nation. As for the King of Jordan, Abdullah II, he confirmed his participation in the upcoming summit in consideration of Algiers' efforts for the unification of Arab ranks. The custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, expressed the full availability of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to ensure the success of the noble efforts made by Algeria, likewise to preserve the unity of the Arab nation. The Mauritanian President Mohamed Ould Sheikh Al Ghazouani, the Tunisian President Qais Said, the Lebanese President Michel Aoun, the President of Djibouti Ismail Omar Geely, and the President of Iraq Barham Saleh all expressed their disposal to participate and contribute to the success of the meeting, qualified as a historical event. Moving on to the President of the Presidential Council of Libya, Mohamed Youssef Al Manfi, he confirmed its participation at the summit and its contribution alongside other Arab country leaders. He confirmed his participation at the summit and its contribution alongside other Arab country leaders. For his part, the President of the Sudanese Transitional Sovereignty Council, General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, underlined the attachment of his country to the success of this important Arab meeting. In addition, the President of Senegal and Azerbaijan will be among the guests of honor of Algeria, the first in his capacity as the current President of the African Union, while the second in his capacity as the current President of the Non-Aligned Movement. The Senegalese President Macky Sall voiced his attachment to attend the summit and expressed his support for Algeria's efforts meant to consolidate cooperation and solidarity ties between Arab and African countries.
And good news for the AADL housing type subscribers. The Housing Minister Tariq Blaribi announced the distribution of nearly 30,000 housing units on the occasion of the celebration of the 68th anniversary of the outbreak of the National Liberation War. More happy details in the following story by Sabrina Ferganit.
Nearly 30,000 ADL housing units will be distributed by November. 160 other housing units were distributed on July the 5th, a number that reflects daily maintenance, commitment and the continuous work of the Ministry of the sector in order to respect the distribution deadline.
The work was done in summer, following up and supervising workshops so that in November the number will be close to that of 5th of July 1. More than 29,000 ADL housing units are to be distributed on the 1st of November. We are in constant coordination with the regional and provincial executives to study if existed the hurdles affecting us from achieving this number.
تقريبا 29,000 أكثر من 29,000 وحدة سكنية الآن مبرمجة لتوزع في 1 نوفمبر. الترتيبات الأخيرة مع
Housing units ready to be received by citizens across the country's provinces. All the necessary means have been deployed. The owners will receive the 4th installment payment order with the beginning of October.
نبشر ثاني مكتتبي وكالة عدل.
Good news for ADL subscribers who will receive their assignment certificates on the 1st of November. We have the same rhythm and follow-up in this sector for the construction of the housing units of all types across the national territory. Today, we held an assessment meeting on ADL. Next week, the meeting will be for the social housing unit, LPL. Same thing for LPP.
في الأسبوع المقبل راح ندير تقييم للسكنات الاجتماعية LPL. ونفس الشيء بالنسبة للسكنات LPP.
A step that embodies the authorities' promises to approach the problem of housing. The efforts keep on till the last subscriber gets his eagerly awaited housing units.
In a different context, Ali Maashi, the first national art high school in Algeria, has been officially inaugurated by the Minister of Education and the President's advisor in charge of cinema industry. More than 150 lucky selected students are to be offered a variety of choices in terms of art. Sabrina Ferganit once again.
The first institution of the kind in Algeria, the National High School of Arts, officially opened its doors. In a festive atmosphere, the students warmly welcomed the visitors. 156 talented students coming from 52 provinces have been selected to join this high school, the first of the kind in the country, as part of the efforts meant to include in secondary education and in line with the President of the Republic guidelines to create an artistic baccalaureate. The Minister of Culture will support this art field scheduled as a partner in order to ensure an adequate training and a good supervision for the first class of the artistic baccalaureate degree in 2024. This high school has been officially inaugurated. For a successful academic year, it has been equipped with all the necessary means. This school has the ideal structure and location. The students are excited to be part of this institution. They have been carefully selected. They are extremely talented with high artistic potential. This high school provides 4 educational choices: plastic arts, drawing, film and audiovisual.
هناك خيار الفنون التشكيلية، هناك خيار الرسم، هناك خيار سينما سمعي بصري، وهناك خيار المسرح.
A national educational institution that fits with the international standards, with 16 teachers in charge of helping students to develop historical and aesthetic dimensions and boost their artistic potential at an early age.
فعل هذا الافتتاح هذه الثانوية الوطنية للفنون اليوم هو في حد ذاته مكسب للجزائر.
This national art high school is the outcome of the Algerian educational system. As a partner sector for this ambitious project, we will guide its students, the first to be graduated in 2024.
الفنون والتي إن شاء الله
Equipped with all the necessary means, such as catering and transportation, this institute is an ideal choice for our future artists.
In another development, and on the occasion of the World Tourism Day coinciding with the 27th of September, a ceremony was organized on Tuesday at the Higher Institute for Hotel Trade and Catering in Algiers. The Minister of the sector, Yassine Hamadi, affirmed on the occasion that the state spared no effort in creating a welcoming atmosphere for investors, as well as for the achievement of the objectives of the President of the Republic, aiming to develop the sector of tourism. This particular season was marked by the opening of 58 hotels all along the coastal cities. Moving on to the international news, the Sahrawi ambassador to Botswana, Lekhel Ma'alainen, indicated that the ruling of the African Court on the need to find a lasting settlement to the Moroccan occupation of Western Sahara was a proof of the Moroccan failure to sway the international allies and legitimize the occupation, a historic decision which successfully undermined the Moroccan propaganda. And the protest movements are still going on across the Moroccan territories, notably in Tamara and Rabat, where the inhabitants were victims of the housing mafia. The educational sector was also hit by these movements. Contractual teachers, pupils, and parents staged demonstrations and sit-ins in different Moroccan cities. More details with Melissa Kobash.
The social crisis caused by the economic crisis in Morocco keeps worsening, pushing the Moroccan people to take to the streets to express their fed-up of the current situation marked by the high cost of living, the layoff of numerous employees, marginalization, alongside the Mahsan's political repression. The streets of Azamor and Casablanca are packed with demonstrators, including young people, all fighting for the same reason, the hike of prices, namely that of basic needs. The same atmosphere prevailed in Tamara, south of Rabat, and Douar al-Qura, where the inhabitants there were victims of the housing mafia. The educational sector, for its part, is witnessing protest movements and sittings as well, carried by contractual teachers facing a regime that keeps ignoring their demands. Not only that, following the new school year, pupils and their parents organized demonstrations across several Moroccan cities to denounce about schooling conditions. For example, the village of Abbas Azilaz's pupils kicked off a demonstration against the inefficient number of classes. Following the government's procrastination, the Moroccan Labour Union is preparing a protest movement with the aim of pushing the government in place to alleviate the multi-phase crisis hitting all the social segments, notably in terms of hydrocarbons and basic products.
Concerning the Palestinian file, the Organization of Islamic Cooperation strongly condemned the umpteenth invasion of the Zionist settlers to the Al-Aqsa Mosque under the protection of the occupation's police forces. In a communique, the organization also called on the international community to react and stop these aggressions. It further said that this dangerous escalation is an assault on the sanctity of the holy place. It also represents a flagrant violation of the Human Rights Charter of the Geneva Conventions and the UN resolutions. And we wrap up our today's news with the national football team, which secured another victory over the quality side of Nigeria in a friendly game held in Oran Stadium. The Desert Warriors defeated the Super Eagles with 2-1, scored by Yusuf Attal and Riyad Mahrez, to the great delight of the Algerian football fans who were heavily present in the Bahia Stadium. And with this, our today's news edition comes to a close. Thank you for joining us, and goodbye.